I keep hearing about this place, Nandos. Everyone wants to make it better, but we have a problem. I've never been there and we have 0 locations anywhere near us. But then our VP Vikram told me they're poppin' in Chicago. So we had to make the trip out there. We bottled up our version of the sauce, successfully made it through TSA, hopped on a plane, and our challenge awaited us. Except we haven't done any of that yet. And we still have to make this, shall we? This is very different. We don't have the home court advantage, and more specifically, I've never been to Nandos, I've never tasted it. All I have to go off of is photos and maybe some review on Yelp. I don't know. Instead of bringing the restaurant to me, I gotta bring me to the restaurant. Let's just pray we get this recipe right.
Let's be honest, all people care about is the peri-peri sauce and the chicken. But we're also gonna make peri-nays, corn with a peri-peri brown butter, chips, fries, but the English wanna call it chips. Chips, fries, just make up your mind. And garlic bread. First, the coveted sauce. Look, it's real simple. Get 1 white or yellow onion, cut it in quarters, peel it, and pop it over an open flame, char on all sides, pop into a bowl. Do the same thing with 2 red bell peppers. Don't be afraid of the char, unless you don't like flavor, in which case I guess throw it right out the window. Pop that into your bowl, cover, let it sit for 5 minutes, then take it out. Then into a blender, add your onions, making sure to remove the little hairy bush at the bottom. I don't know how else to say it. Wipe off the charred bits off your red bell pepper, remove the seeds, rough chop if desired, remove the stems from 7 red Thai chilies. Now hang on, these aren't peri-peri chilies, but they're a good alternative. Pop into your blender. Oh, haha, funny man doesn't want to go and
get in there.
Followed by the zest of 1 lemon, the juice of 1 lemon, that's the same lemon, by the way. A 1/3 cup or 73 grams of white distilled vinegar, 7 red Thai chilies, 4 teaspoons or 10 grams of smoked paprika, 3/4 of a teaspoon or half a gram dried oregano, 3/4 of a teaspoon or 3 grams of ground white pepper, 8 cloves of garlic rough chopped, and blend until as smooth as physically possible. Toss that into a pot, set the heat to medium, then add 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of light brown sugar, 1 bay leaf, and optionally 1.5 tablespoons or 18 grams of a nice whiskey. A little fancy. Now increase your heat to medium-high, bring it up to a boil, reduce to low, remove your bay leaf, and let that simmer and reduce for about 20 minutes. Now pop that back into a blender, adding lemon juice or water to loosen, add salt to taste, and 1 to 2 tablespoons of honey for sweetness if you want, and blend on high until as smooth as physically possible. Yes, it can get smoother. Then while constantly blending, stream in half a cup or 100 grams of vegetable oil. Now look, if you want the color darker so it matches Nandos, you can always add a little extra paprika or more chilies, but just be aware that more chilies make it more spicy, and I don't want to hear anyone be like, Josh, that's too spicy. Finish it off with an additional 3 cloves of garlic, completely raw. So you got a little bit of cooked, a little bit of raw. Blend that until as fine as possible. Strain that through a fine mesh strainer into a mixing bowl over an ice bath and cool completely. Season to taste with salt, and that is your peri-peri sauce. Look, I know we're all here for the peri-peri chicken, but we're gonna quickly make a peri-nays. Medium bowl, 2 egg yolks, salt to taste, 2 cloves of garlic grated, 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of Dijon mustard. Then begin whisking, and you're gonna slowly add 1.25 cup or 255 grams of vegetable oil, while constantly whisking, adding a drop at a time, increasing your stream. It'll get thicker and thicker. When it starts to get too thick, add a little splash of cold water. Continue to add until all of your vegetable oil has been added. Add in the juice of half a lemon, whisk that in. Now look, if this starts getting too thick, don't keep adding oil. If you do, it'll break. And then if the emulsion breaks, you're gonna go in the comments and be like, Josh, it didn't work, what hell? Look, you have all the information right in front of you. You got this, pal. Now, once you have a thick mayo, add in 1/4 cup or 55 grams of your peri-peri sauce, whisk together, and you got a, well, peri-nays, which I don't like the name of, but whatever. Cool, you wanna do the same thing with the compound butter? Real easy. Mixing bowl, 1 cup or 112 grams of softened salted butter. Blend that with a hand mixer, then add a 1/3 cup or 72 grams of peri-peri sauce. Beat that bad boy until smooth and homogeneous, and well, that's actually it. You grill some corn, you put a little quenelle on top, bing, bing, bing. Very nice. Now, obviously, the butter can be used for other things, like for example, garlic bread. You'll just take your butter, mix in 1 to 2 cloves of very finely chopped garlic, 1/4 cup or 4 grams of finely chopped parsley, mix together, get a girthy baguette, cut it in half lengthwise, cut it into 4 to 5 inch segments. You probably won't use all of it, by the way. Just put on some butter under each slice, pop it into an oven set to 375 Fahrenheit, and bake for about 15 minutes or until a beautifully toasted garlic bread comes out. You cut it into pieces, and you have a beautiful, toasty, roasty, compound butter garlic bread that makes the angels sing from the tippy top of the Nandos Mountains. Look, the chips are, well, chips. You can kind of do whatever you want. You want to go buy store-bought frozen fries and fry them. It's not like I can see what you're doing. Or who knows? Maybe I am watching. Anyway, you can do that, or you can make a seasoned fry dip by getting a mixing bowl, adding 3/4 of a cup or 112 grams of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon or 4 grams of garlic powder, half a teaspoon or half a gram of paprika, 1.5 teaspoons or 8 grams of fine sea salt, and 1 cup of ice water. Whisk together to get a loose batter. You get 2 pounds or 900 grams of russet potatoes. You peel them. If you like to waste money on stuff, you might have a French fry slicer like this. Still don't know why I bought this, but you know what? When I need it, it sure does come in handy. Cut your potatoes into batons, either 1/2 to 1/3 inch thick. Place them into a bowl, salt them generously, cover with water, and let them sit for about 10 minutes. Then drain, dry them off, dip them into your batter, and then drop into a fryer that's been preheated to 350 Fahrenheit. Fry for about 3 to 4 minutes, pull them out, and you're gonna season them with a very special mixture of spices, which consists of 2 teaspoons or 8 grams of garlic powder, half a teaspoon or half a gram of onion powder, half a teaspoon or 1 gram of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon or 1 gram of coriander powder, and this is the special touch. 1 teaspoon or 4 grams of lemon pepper seasoning. Doesn't really make sense and does at the same time. 2.5 teaspoons or 5 grams of smoked paprika, half a teaspoon or 1 gram of cayenne powder, 1 tablespoon or 11 grams of kosher salt, 1.5 teaspoons or 10 grams of granulated sugar. Whisk that together and season your fries generously. Okay, it's the moment of truth, the chicken truth. Get a baking sheet, cover it with foil unless you like to let the juice get all over it. Now to serve enough people, you'll need at least 1 whole chicken, but you can do 2 if you got more people. And you're gonna do 2 split breasts with the wing attached and a leg and a thigh separated. This is how Nandos does it. You can separate it however you want. You can also go buy an already separated chicken or ask your local butcher to separate it for you. Oh, how kind. We're first gonna begin this with a slow roast. Get your chicken, season it to taste with salt generously, brush very lightly with your peri-peri sauce, and place it into an oven set to 325 Fahrenheit for about 45 to 50 minutes or until the internal temperature is 160 Fahrenheit. That's a nice slow roast, brother. Now it's gonna come out and you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, Josh, there's no color on it. What the? Oh, we're not done, pal. You're gonna need to get yourself a nice grill set up with one side cold and one side hot. Grease your grates, brush your chicken with additional peri-peri, and place it on the grill, flipping constantly. And all you gotta do is every 15 seconds, you're gonna flip, brush with sauce, flip, brush with sauce. You see what's going on here? You're building a beautiful peri-peri sauce glaze on this. It should be glowing with orange color. Take it off the grill and you're done. Now let's see how we did despite the fact that we went in blind, but whatever, and taste test. So we carefully packed up our sauce, and it's off to Chicago.
It's a little chilly. It's only when you walk though. Haha. We're at Vikram's family's house. They don't have a grill, but we got this. We're grilling this up and then we're going to Nandos. Could be better. Here we are, our peri-peri. So far, we've had actually a splendid experience. The lemonade is unreal. Here's the sauce. Not gonna lie, it's very delicious. Skin crispy, kind of good. I'm nervous. Damn, so spicy, but gentle, you know? This isn't really fast food. I mean, this is like nicely cooked chicken with sauce. But let's bring in mine. We have our contraband. Let's make this quick. That's tough, man. They're both really good. I think it's a tie. I think we went through all of this for a tie. Well, I guess we'll do a Vikram taste test. All right, Vic, you ready, buddy?
Yes, sir.
I'm trying.
Okay.
Open up and try not to stab you.
That is so tough. They both are very different, as Josh said. The first one has a bit more tang, but I like kind of the layering of the second one. The immediate, like, oh, I enjoy that straight away, I would have to give it to the first one. And I don't know which one that was. It was Nandos?
That's Nandos. I'm glad we came out here, Vikram. Thank you for your time. All right, makes sense. The one missing element I think this had was the tang. We needed more acid, more vinegar, more lemon juice. But I think this is a good learned lesson. You should always put your best foot forward, always put your best effort. We did. You know what, Nandos, you deserve it. But you also have all the sides that we made, which I know are good, just
not correct.
But you wanna know what is correct? B-roll. Okay, so it says who wrote these instructions? Oh, does that look right, Vic? Huh? Yeah, call me Bob the Builder, all right?
But don't call me Bob.